Good afternoon everyone. Today we will discuss the behavior of synchronous motor on loading. Before discussing the behavior of synchronous motor, let us discuss first the behavior of DC motor or induction motor on loading. When we are loading a DC motor, the speed of a DC motor reduces, and this is because the load torque demand increases than the torque produced by the motor. Hence, the motor draws more current from the supply to fulfill this demand. As the torque increases, the speed of the motor decreases when we are loading a induction motor. But in case of a synchronous motor, the speed is always remain constant, which is equals to synchronous speed, irrespective of loading condition. Then it is interesting to study the behavior of synchronous motor on loading. Now in case of a DC motor, now we will discuss these factors. The back EMF developed in the armature is given by EB is equals to 5PNZ by 60A, and the voltage equation we write down supply voltage V is equals to back EMF plus drops, that is IA RA. From this equation I can find out the value of IA. So by rearranging this equation I will get IA is equals to V minus EB upon RA. Now this whole discussion is about a DC motor. Now same in case of a synchronous motor, when rotor starts rotating with the synchronous speed, the stationary stator conductors are get cut by the rotating field produced by the rotor, and hence the back EMF induced in a stationary stator in case of synchronous motor. Now according to Lenz's law, the direction of this back EMF which is induced in a stator of a synchronous motor is such that it opposes the supply voltage given to stator. Now this back EMF is given by EBPH is equals to 4.44 kc/kd phi f TPH. Now if you observe this equation, these whole terms are constant, kc, kd and TPH, turns per phase, number of turns per phase. And as our motor is synchronous motor, the speed is always constant, which is synchronous speed. So this frequency is also constant. So all the parameters are constant except this flux phi, or the field excitation, the excitation given to rotor. So EBPH is directly proportional to field excitation. See here, this EBPH is directly proportional to field excitation. Okay, so we can control the back EMF value by controlling the amount of excitation given to field winding. Now in case of a synchronous motor, the stator impedance is called as the synchronous impedance and it is denoted by ZS, as RA is a stator winding resistance and XS is the synchronous reactance. So ZS is given by RA plus JXS ohm per phase. Now similar to DC motor, the voltage equation for synchronous motor we can write like this. Now observe this equation here, supply voltage V is equals to back EMF plus losses. Now same in case of a synchronous motor also we can write down. Only the difference is in case of synchronous motor we are giving AC supply, that's why this bar will come, because these all are the vector quantities, and we are writing down per phase values. So this is the supply voltage per phase is equals to back EMF developed per phase plus armature current per phase into stator impedance, or it is called as synchronous impedance also. So from this equation I can find out the value of IAPH. So IAPH is equals to VPH minus EBPH whole divided by ZS. Now as we have already discussed, we can change the value of EBPH, or we can adjust the EBPH almost equals to VPH on no load condition. For no load condition we have to adjust EBPH is equals to VPH. And how we can adjust this value? By controlling the value of flux. flux produced by rotor, or that is by field winding. So the excitation which is we are giving to field winding, that way we can control, and we are maintaining the value of EBPH which equals to VPH. So this is the whole discussion to understand the behavior of synchronous motor on loading. Now we will discuss the behavior of synchronous motor one by one with some cases. Now let us discuss first case, the ideal condition on no load. Now what is the meaning of ideal condition? Ideal condition means we are neglecting losses here. Okay, so in our motor losses are not present, we have zero losses and also no load. So under this condition, observe this figure, if we don't have a losses also and we don't have a loading also, the stator magnetic axis and rotor magnetic axis, they are completely coincides each other. This is the stator magnetic axis with the pole N1, S1, and this is rotor magnetic axis with the pole S2 and N2. Now they are completely in alignment. No rotor is retarded back or fall back by the stator magnetic axis. Okay, they are completely coincide. This is the ideal case in case of synchronous motor, which we are going to discuss now. Now, as we have discussed this is the most important equation, VPH is equals to EBPH plus IAPH ZS. This IAPH ZS is nothing but the losses. And what is our condition first is no load, no losses. So this losses is 0. So our equation will become VPH is equals to EBPH. So see here, our equation VPH is equals to EBPH as losses are 0. Okay. Now the magnitude of VPH and EBPH is exactly same, but their directions are opposite according to Lenz's law. EBPH will oppose the cause and cause is VPH. So how we can draw the phasor diagram for this? This is the phasor diagram for first condition, no load, no losses condition. So take a VPH as a reference towards the left hand side and draw EBPH with the exact magnitude of VPH but in opposite direction like this. Okay, so this is the phasor diagram for case number 1. Then we know the value of IAPH. IAPH is equals to VPH minus EBPH upon ZS. As VPH and EBPH are same, then their difference is 0. So VPH minus EBPH is 0. If you put this value in this equation, you will get IAPH or IA. The current drawn by armature is also 0 under no losses and no load condition. But this thing is impossible. Okay, the current cannot be 0. The current drawn by the motor cannot be equals to 0. So this case is not practically possible. This is impossible case. So in this lecture we have discussed how to analyze the behavior of synchronous motor. For that we have discussed the DC motor back EMF equation and voltage equation, and then we have compared them with the synchronous motor equation, and then we have discussed or we have started with our first case, which is ideal condition on no load. As we have said ideal condition, this means that losses are 0, so VPH is equals to EBPH. This equation we have got from this equation. Okay, from this equation, if losses are 0, then VPH is equals to EBPH. So the magnitude is exactly same, but directions are opposite, and that's why we have drawn the phasor diagram like this. Okay, so this is the complete explanation of case 1. In the next lecture we will discuss the case 2, that is with the losses but on no load condition. Thank you.